Don't see us back in position still doesn't anytime soon. Back in position still doesn't anytime soon.
Okay, I got this up early just to see what's going on, see if you can hear me and everything. Hello? 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 Okay, I got this up early just to see what's going on, see if you can hear me and everything. Hello? 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 Okay, I got this up early just to see what's going on, see if you can hear me and everything. Hello? 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 Okay, I got this up early just to see what's going on, see if you can hear me and everything. Hello? 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 Okay, I got this up early just to see what's going on, see if you can hear me and everything. Hello? 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 All right. I brought it up early, running a test, all that gibberish there, making sure my voice is good and everything. Uh, we got a couple more minutes. I'll see if anybody comes up live. 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 Hello. Hello. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. Here we go. Everybody, This is Ronnie, aka Scootin' Hammer Housetop Jones. Welcome to my channel, Grumpy Old Marine Wood Turning. Today we're gonna turn this piece of walnut right here. We're gonna make a pretty little peanut bowl, a little candy dish or something out of it. All right, so I took this, found the shape out of a piece of some slabs my buddy Jordan bought. We make him a table out of them, and some of the ends were all split up, so I was able to get some little small pieces out of it. It's 2 inches thick. This one's about 6 inches in diameter, and we're gonna see if we can't turn a pretty little bowl out of it. I've already got a hole. I got it marked center right here. Let me change angles. Yeah, I think you can might see a little better me drilling it and all. I'll tell you what, we'll just do it right here. Okay, probably see that better. There's a hole right there's a little mark right there. This is the 8mm drill bit. We're gonna drill this hole about 1 inch thick, about 1 inch deep. Uh, uh. Okay, this right here is called a screw chuck. A lot of people call them worm screws. We're gonna stick this right in here. Get this out of the way. Yeah. We're gonna lock this spindle down. If my old arthritis hands can, off my spindle lock. My old arthritis hands can get this thing turned down, we'll be all right. All right, there we go. We locked down. I'm gonna bring up my tailstock. I just gonna bring this up right there, and I'm gonna just make a mark right here because might need this center mark later. I'm not for sure what I'm gonna do with this yet, but that way if we need a center point when we turn it around, we'll have it. All righty. We always turn these things around, make sure we're not hitting them before we turn our lathe on. Lathe down to 0. Bring it up. This thing is fairly round. We're going to bring it on up. About right there. That's 1250 RPM. Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, I got to get my goggles and my face mask on. I'm finna forget. Okay, here we go. Now we're good to go. Maybe you can still hear me good. I tested it earlier. It sounded pretty good. Trying to see if anybody's in the chat. Got one person watching. This thing right here don't fog my goggles up. We'll be all right. All right, this here is what we here in the States call a 3/8 bowl gouge. Because it's made out of a 3/8 bar. My buddies across the water in England, they would call this a 1/4 inch because the flute, and the flute is across this section right here, that if you can see that right there, it's a 1/4 inch. So they call it a 1/4 inch or a 6 mil. All right. First thing we're going to do is round this thing up right here. What we're doing here is just turning it where it's round. All right, we got it round. We got it round that way. Now we want to get it flat. I need to drop my gouge just my tool red just a little bit. We're dropping. We want it cut right on center. Need a little bit more. All right, now I'm just going to drag it across here, pull it. All right, we got it pretty flat now. Make one more little pull here. We're going to go a little push cut against the grain right here. I'm still just a little low, and I want to go back up just a little. But we want to be right dead pretty much center when we cut it. All right, we got that. Now we're going to kind of start our shaping right here. I'm just going to come across right here. Hang on a second. I gotta do one thing. We're just gonna try to get us a little shape right here. Leave that like that. Okay, now I'm gonna make me a mortise right here. Excuse me. Well, can't find my calipers on my. Anyway, here we go. Be about 2 3/4. Right there, pretty close. Yeah, that'll do it. All right, we're gonna go back this way. That's pretty deep right there. We got a set of dovetail jaws we're gonna use. Mm-hmm. My jaws are dovetail, so we're gonna take I'll put a little dovetail right there. And we're gonna give our bottom a little decoration. Make it kind of pretty down there. All right. I'm gonna undercut this a little bit. That bowl will fit flat. We don't want it. We want a little gap in between there and there. We don't want so if it moves, so when it'll sit flat, then on the inside and bar it from sitting. All right, we got that. I'm thinking about leaving this here, but I don't like it. We're gonna take it off now. We'll take a nice little push cut right here. Boom. We're gonna start right here and we're gonna come around this corner. Get a nice little steady cut. I'm gonna do a little shear scraping. All right. Pretty clean cut right there. Got a recess of about 3/16 of an inch. That dovetail will hold that just fine right there. Now we're gonna do a little sanding. Piece of 120. I have my dust collector on. It's pretty quiet with this thing. You can't really hear it running with these mics that I'm using, so that worked out pretty good. Got the lathe down to about 600, 700 RPM now. Little spot right there. Now that might have loosened up on me just a little bit. Well, something moving in there. All right, this is 220. Yeah, it looks like I got 4 viewers now. I appreciate everybody watching. And now 320. 320 as far as I go. especially on something like this, I don't see no sense in sanding much more. After that, I think you're just burnishing the wood anyway. All right. Now we're going to turn this bad boy around. If I can get it off here. A lot of people scared of these screw chucks, but I never had any problem with them. They hold like crazy. I usually can't get them off. Hardly. I got a one-way chuck, a old big one, boy. You get that on a hard piece of wood, you about have to take it off and put it in a vise or something to get it loose. By the way, this is an Axminster SK114 chuck that I'm using. Come from England. I really like them. I got another one also. This is the little brother. This is the SK100. So it's 4 inches, and this one's about 4.5. All right, now we're gonna get this bad boy off. Put it on our dovetail. Be good. Now we're gonna hollow it out. Turn the speed back up. The thing's good and balanced now. I'm at about 1200 or about 1200 RPM. Feels like my gal done dulled up. I got another one sharpening now in a second. This is the same size, 1/4 inch. There we go. You know, we're just following the contour. What we're doing, we're just trying to follow our contour outside of the bow. All right, let me change my thing. I want to talk to you about something. Okay. A lot of people think that you have to have the same wall thickness. You have to follow that inside, that outside exactly. If you like, this gonna be a candy dish and all. I don't want it flat bottom. Only way the stuff will come down into the center. So I'm not down here in the bottom. I'm going to be a little thicker around this corner here because I want it to be a little more rounded. There's no, if it's a dry piece of wood, there's no reason that it has to be exactly the same thickness. It can be, and if that's what you want, and that's what you're practicing and all, that's fine. I do a lot. I take them real thin a lot of times just to practice control of the gal. But it doesn't have to be. Don't let people hem you in on sayings and stuff that it's got to be the exact same thing. It's nice if that's what you want, but it don't have to follow that. I know on mortise and pestle bowls, we make it a big difference. It's a lot thicker on down at the bottom, because it's got a whole, it's according to what you're going to do with the bowl. I just wanted to say that. We'll swap back. I'm going to clean this rim up, the hoops. I'm going to clean this rim up just a little bit. Make it nice and pretty. All right, I need to check the thickness. Got to find out what I do with my ruler. We at right at 1 inch, and I took about a quarter off the bottom when I cleaned it up, so that's 1 1/4. And then I got the mortise. That's another about 3/16. So let's call it inch and inch and a half, roughly. And the bowl ended up probably about 1 3/4. So I'm getting close. I think that's about as deep as I want to go with it. That give me about quarter, 3/8 inch bottom thick bowl. So now we're gonna clean it up. Now we're gonna take and I'm gonna try to do a nice clean cut. We're gonna start right here. Bring it all the way down. Something else I need the light on. There we go. I don't know if that light might be hurting y'all. I don't know. I had to have to see. I got a little bump right there and there, and sometimes it's hard to get out there with a gal, but I got this round nose scraper, and we want to get it right at, needs two rests coming up just a little bit. We want it pretty much dead center when we tilt the handle down just a little bit. But just real light little bath. A scraper was really good for this. All right. All right. That looks really good. And I left a little rim. I like a little rim on them sometimes. That's gonna be perfect for candy and them. See, always don't let your wood dictate what you want to do. Dictate what you want out of it. Like I say, I just want this to be a little candy dish or a peanut bowl. I don't want nothing, and I don't want it to rock. I don't want, you know, I want the stuff to go into the center so you can get it out and all like that. Now let's sand the center out of this thing. We're back with the 120, and I'm gonna take the sharp edge off of this corner right here with the sandpaper also. I don't want it to cut nobody. All right, that's with the 220. Here's the 320. All right. Know how? I don't know if you see better with the light or without the light, but that's pretty nice and slick in there. We got a couple little marks right there. A little tool mark I want to get out of it. We'll go back with the 120. No tear out in it, but there's a couple little tool marks. I think I can sand them out. They wasn't bad. One more right there. There we go. Try there one more time. Back with the 220. Get that bad boy good and moved up. And the 320. All right. Hmm. Okay. What I didn't do a while ago is I got in a hurry and I didn't put any finish on the ball. I'm gonna use this new wax I bought. It's waxing off from Howard's. I use a lot of Howard's products. I use their feeding wax for years. We're gonna try this. It's just carnauba wax, mineral oil, and beeswax mix. And let me get my rag, couple of these shop towels. Turn this lathe down low. If you don't, you'll get stuff all in your face. we can get, we'll have to just do the bottom off the lathe now, but that won't be a problem. Now that we got it all good to go there, we're gonna spin her up. All right, I'm gonna give you a little closer look now. Let me change back over. You can see it better. Still using the wet side. I'm up to about 800 RPM now. I'm gonna kind of do this kind of like a friction polish. Gonna work this in good. Ooh, that walnut shine when you put that stuff on it, don't it? Man, that's pretty. Right. That's a pretty grand. Y'all see that? That is pretty. I love it. All right, I'm gonna put a little here on this bottom here. Wax. I have this right here. This got the same three ingredients that I made myself. Made it using on a crock pot. Melted the beeswax with a 4-part beeswax, a 4-part mineral oil, 1 part beeswax, and a 1/2 part carnauba wax. I think I should have used a little more carnauba wax. This right here shines a little better than mine, so I think the next batch I'm gonna add more carnauba wax to it. That down there where you can see it. I don't know if y'all guessed yet or not, but walnut is my favorite wood out of all woods. Domestic, foreign, I don't care what it. I just love it. First started working with it, over 50 years ago when I was just a teenager. I just love it. All right, any questions from anybody watching? Looks like I got four still up there. Is there a way to make the bottom smooth like the inside? Uh, you talking about without putting the rings and all on it? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much, like you said, man, it's pretty much smooth. I just decorate the room, but as far as, the, there's no tool marks or anything on it, but you gotta, I could have put a foot on this, sacrificial foot on it, and I could have took a jam chuck of some sort, got one around here somewhere. So, there it is. You take a jam chuck, something like this right here, put it in there. Mess on my phone there. You can put that over, and I done away with my center mark I had before I sent it out, but it left. Brought the tail rest back up. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to mess up my bottom, but you can tighten this up against the your tool, I mean your banjo. You can tighten it up to tight, and then you could turn your foot, or you could even do it with this recess, turn it all down, all up against your cylinder here, and move it and sand it and all, and then pull it away. And then I got some sanded discs like this that I can fit in my drill chuck, or I got these set of pin jaws. This thing will fit down in there, tightened up. Then you can just sand the bottom. But this bottom is pretty smooth. I mean, there's no tooth marks, nothing on it. But, if I'd have put the wax on it while it was turning, it would shine a little more than it's shining now. But any more questions? Did that answer your question? Yeah, you don't have to have the rings on it. That's just something we do. You can make it. You can make it smooth as a baker's butt. You don't have to have the rings on it. Now, this outside is mortise to stay there, but these rings you wouldn't have. But you don't have to have this mortise. Like I say, you can make it a tendon on here. And I'm sure if you turn it, if you know what a tendon is, you know, we got a tendon. This is a this is a tendon. It's on this chuck right here. You can make the tendon and then just clean, when you flip it back around, do it like I said on that, and just clean that tendon up and sand, use that sanding disc. I showed you sand the bottom of it, and it'll be slick. You wouldn't, nobody even know how you held it. So when you get this around this, you can clean that foot up, shape it better, clean it all the way up to you. You can use a 60-degree point center and have just a little dot there, and you have to leave that little dot. Do it this way, and then just sand it all, then just sand it away, sander, and don't have no rings or nothing. You don't have to have a ring with the mortise, but if you use a mortise like this, you will have the one. Which I like. Another reason I like the mortise is it sits flatter if you use it on a mortise. So you got a record, you got all of this out of there, so the bolts sit good in piece. But oh, I done knocked my mic off again. Bad habit of doing that. I'm just getting used to all this. I know I make a lot of mistakes. I'm learning. My turning I feel pretty good about, but when I get but when I get to thinking about my turning, I forget about the explaining and teaching and stuff. Cool. All right, that's it. If there's not any more questions. Thank everybody for watching. If there's anybody from the wood turning Facebook page, if y'all want somebody new turners or old turners or whatever that have a specific thing they would like to see a demonstration on, just drop me a message or something, and I'll be glad to accommodate. I need things to do anyway, so I plan on trying to do 2 of these a week when I get in the groove. Well, look at that. See what happened live? Oh. But I don't want it's tough. It didn't even ding it. Might give this one to my daughter. It's real pretty. I just love that walnut. Let's look at that grain. I mean, cool. All right. If there's no more questions, that's going to do it for today, people. Thank you very much for coming in and watching. And I'm not for sure when the next one's going to be. It might be Friday. I'll try to let y'all know on Facebook. And I appreciate y'all watching. And let me get this out of the way. Let me get my hat, my Grumpy Old Marine hat on. And as always, I want you to be motivated, dedicated, and fired up about woodworking. Hoorah! We'll fade to black. Boom.